So the second issue I've referred to here is the fabricated monitor incident. Now, I want to go over this as quickly as possible because I've dealt with it in depth in the video that I've made related to Child G. But this involves Dr. John Gibbs and Dr. David Harkness failing to recall incidents related to a monitor on the unit. The critical aspect of this is that a nurse gave testimony in court indicating that Dr. Gibbs had apologised to her, and it says, as is stated here, the nurse refuted any suggestion Miss Letby had turned off the monitor and said consultant paediatricians Dr. Gibbs and Dr. David Harkness had apologised to her for not switching the monitor back on after fitting the cannula. She'd seen Letby responding appropriately and using a resuscitator on the infant, and simply noticed the monitor had been switched off, which was not normal protocol. I should also be noted here that Lucy Letby shouted for help from the nursery where Child G was being cared for. This is just a reiteration that the two doctors, Dr. Gibbs and Dr. Harkness, had approached this nurse the same afternoon to apologise for leaving Child G behind the screen and for not turning the monitor back on after completing their procedure. Dr. Gibbs conceded that he couldn't remember the events of the 21st of September and said that if the nurse had made those comments, presumably that's what happened. And then he made some other comments about the monitor, and then he just repeatedly said he couldn't remember what happened, agreed it would be a serious error to leave a baby in such circumstances. He agreed that he could have been called to another emergency and may have been forced to leave Child G in a rush, but said he could not remember. So the only tangible evidence in relation to this incident comes from the nurse, who is critical of Dr. Gibbs and Dr. Harkness, which they can't remember at all, and defends the conduct of Lucy Letby. It's only the prosecution that states, with absolutely no evidence whatsoever, that Lucy Letby has done this, and it is completely fabricated. It's without any evidential foundation whatsoever, and it twists on its head the only evidence that is actually available. So I would consider that to be, although it's a relatively minor issue within the court case, and it only relates to one infant, and it's just one part of that, there's much, much worse evidence in relation to Child G. But this is nevertheless a significant moment where the prosecution have just simply, I don't think you can even say this is supposition, this is pure fabrication, which I think is indefensible, frankly.